Okay, this video that I'm recording May 9th, 2026 will hopefully be the start of me turning this channel into something meaningful. My goal is to make this channel be a documentation of my progress. Mainly a documentation of my competitive arm wrestling journey, documentation of my game development journey, and just whatever else I decide to put on the channel that will somewhat involve either game development or arm wrestling or some form of projects probably. I've tried the channel thing a few times. I have some old videos still. They were all gaming. Still love playing video games. I don't play anything consistently enough to gain traction, but I want to do social media. One, just because it helps, it's networking, but I like the idea of sharing progress, and I like the idea of showing other people what you accomplish. And I don't have much right now. It's very little. It's the end of my first year of college. I'm doing this over the summer while working graveyard shifts, so everything's gonna be a little funky, and I'm taking on a lot of stuff at once because that's what I always do. But I think I can get everything done. So, the things I have done so far, what I'm planning to do. Arm wrestling. It sounds silly. There's a competitive field. I started a club at the college I go to. I started probably February 2025 is the month that I put it to. And for what I have done in it is I have participated in 3 tournaments, 3 NEAL tournaments, New England Arm Wrestling League tournaments in the novice category. I lost, and then I won 2 matches, and then lost and got out. And then I broke my arm in the 3rd one. Great video, beautiful video. I loved rewatching that to see my flaws. So now, I got this nice little scar. It's the metal plates. Now you can't see the metal plates. That's about a year old. And I'm not a lefty. I just do both arms because I'm a little autistic about the sport. That's what I've done. And I broke my arm summer of 2025. So I really just went all in, right? But I didn't stop, even though I said on the stage I was going to stop. I have a tournament happening soon, July 18th. I think it's the same location where I broke my arm. It'll be my first tournament back. It'll only be on the right arm. But I lost 30 pounds. I bulked. I competed at like 180 something, and then I bulked up to 203, and then I was advised to drop down to 165. So I've lost a good amount of weight. And then I obviously started the club, and there was this kid at the club. I don't want to name drop him. He's a great kid. He was so strong, and for the longest time, like, it was February where he was low key. He was like, I'm gonna win. You're gonna be so embarrassed. And I was like, just wait till you come to the club. And he came, and he got nervous, and you know what? Slammed me, just bang, bang, bang. He slammed me, slammed me, slammed me. And we held an event. We called it the Super Match Showdown. And I went against him on both right and left. I shouldn't have done it on left. It partially reopened my scar, but after months of working and all the weight I lost, which hurt me but happened, I finally beat him, and it was so good. But there's definitely a lot I need to do. Like, I don't train the best, and I can definitely improve the consistency of my eating and the consistency of my sleep, and I could watch more film, and there's definitely like a huge mental thing, a mental block when it comes to that sport, especially with having broken the arm. But I want to do a lot of big things. I want to go as far as my body can go in the sport. And, you know, I understand I'm not anything special right now, and I'm not like some genetic anomaly or anything, but I think I can just continuously push, and then I'll see where I'll end up, and hopefully that's somewhere near the top. But anyways, it's only a portion of this, because I'm in college for game development, and I would like to work in a studio, and I have a backup as a teacher, but I'd like to be in a studio. And there's a few other options, but I only started in September, and I have some personal projects. Like I have, if you've ever played Melvor Idol, just imagine a cookie clicker like that, inspired by it. It's built in Pygame. It's really shitty. It's not done, but I got it to like a release on itch. I have a text adventure I did in the class. Like I had an article for my school, and I looked terrible in it. Not like I look that good now, but I look terrible. Um, I did that. I'm releasing one of the projects that I did for class because we were able to get it to a high enough quality where I wanted on itch. It's called Tiamin, which is just a 2D physics platform. If you ever played Fortnite, I think in chapter 2 or before the chapters, I don't know, I stopped playing. But the flintlock pistols, just imagine that, but like 2D in Mario. And that's pretty cool. And I have a mod for RimWorld, and I'm working on a project that's called Capture the Crown with one of my friends, and it's going pretty far. And there's a lot of other stuff I want to do, but I just need to finish some of the old projects first. You know, and I'm going to be doing other stuff for my resume that's not like exciting, like completing tutorials on the side or getting free certifications from Unity or, you know, but like stuff that doesn't need to be documented here because it's all me going through a learning process. That's not me making something unique. But I'm hoping the next thing I'm going to do with that game development scene, I mean, I'm working on CTC for a while, but that's a whole other thing, is I get the RimWorld mod done because it's an arm wrestling mod, and there's not much I want to add, and I think I'm going to go the route of doing it full AI, right? Of I'm not going to hard code it. I'm going to mostly code it with Claude Code. That's a lot of what I'm going to be doing. I know it's a little controversial, um, but I do believe that that's where coding is going to be pushed towards, and I think that at the end of the day, as long as I can still create the same quality or higher as the people around me, if I use AI, it won't matter in the workforce. But it'll be interesting because it's just XML and RimWorld modding. I'm not saying is the hardest thing, but the amount of time that I would need to sink in while holding a full time job where I work 36 hours and then like 48 hours a week, which obviously people work more than me. Not saying I work the most, but it will help a lot with all the things I'm doing. So I'll do that, and that'll be great. And as long as I am able to read the code after and understand why it works, that's what matters, right? I don't need to be the best hard coder. I just need to be able to read code and teach it and understand why something's broken, even if I don't know the exact solution to fix it. If that makes sense. It might sound like cope, but that's what I think, right? Because these AI tools are only going to get better, and the ones that are not good have already been falling out. Because Sora closed down like a few weeks ago, I think. But it'd be cool. I want to work in a studio, and my backup's teaching. I'd rather just arm wrestle, but I don't know how far I'm going to get with that, so I'm trying to actually have a backup plan. But it would be really cool. After a few more projects, I would like to make a horde shooter, and I would love if Markiplier played it, but he's already doing all of his crazy stuff. And between him and my dad, and seeing how many projects I take on way too many projects. So we'll see. But lastly, I'll be doing some other miscellaneous stuff, mostly like CS or arm wrestling related. Like it's going to be in that field. Like I don't see myself posting like gaming because at this point gaming is very much just like I like arm wrestling too much to devote the time to get good enough at gaming to be popular that way. And I also am not extroverted enough to be popular in gaming that way. And I switch games too much to keep like a persistent audience. Um, it's not like I drop games forever, but it's very much like playing Hypixel Skyblock and then I don't touch it for like 7 months, and then I get back on and I play that, like only that for a few months. But other CS projects, like right now, I started collecting Pokemon 2 months ago. I hate scalpers. Bots are terrible. Don't make a bot like buy out a Target and then resell them. What I'm doing is I realized that Whatnot streams give free giveaways, right? Cool. And those free giveaways, you have to like watch and enter. And in between my job and all my other stuff, I don't have the time or care to sit there, be like, oh, after 2 hours of watching this guy stream, I finally won a raffle for a free pack that may or may not be resealed. Hooray! Right? So I'm trying to make a bot that will do that for me that I can run 24/7. And I've been making it for a while. And for a while, I mean like 2 days, because this is mostly a Claude Code thing. And just after it's done, I'm gonna have it teach me how it works. Like I'm making the thing, and then I'm honing my skills of talking to and directing AIs and like understanding agents and skills. And then after, I'm going to sit down and have like an extensive day or two of it teaching me on like why this works and etc. Like I'm gonna make a product and I'm gonna see it make the product and it tells me the changes, and then I'm gonna sit down and have it lecture to me like a college professor about why we did those things, because I understand what I want as an end goal and I can see problems and identify them and identify bugs. Like for example, Whatnot doesn't let you enter giveaways unless you're on mobile, and that's something I just found out today after 2 days of work. Right? So we did all this testing and we made a bot that works, except for the fact that now I think I need to get an Android simulator, or I don't even think it's that. It's either I need to get an Android simulator to test it on the Mac before I go and I buy like $100 tablet, and then I test it on the tablet, and then hopefully it works, or else it's a waste of money. But Android tablets are cheaper, and we can only do it on Android because iOS is so strict, and there's no Mac Whatnot app. Like you can't download Whatnot on Mac, and you can't use desktop. You can't enter giveaways, right? So problems like that. But like other AI stuff, like I didn't do it for this video because I'm really tired and I really wanted to make the video because I just want to get some stuff on my to-do list, and I've been thinking about this for like a week and I'm tired of sitting on it. But I'm gonna make a custom app to help me plan out these YouTube videos because I use Obsidian for most of my notes, and like I guess this works, but I'd rather something with more UI, right? Like I understand that you can do a lot of customization with Obsidian, but I want something more committed to that one thing. And I also want to make an app for road mapping because I am terrible at road mapping, which is why I have so many projects that are like unfinished, or they're V1s, like aren't actual V1s, or I set unrealistic expectations, right? And yeah, so there'll be like a large variety of stuff. Like for game development, I'm mostly on like designing and coding, and I guess like producing, but I also started picking up pixel art for some projects, and I really like that. And I have some classes next year that are on like modeling. And while I'm like very programming focused, because I'm in the programming track, it could very easily change. And maybe I start going down the design and producing track, right? It's going into my second year. That went remarkably fast. And I also don't know anything about making these videos. I know nothing. It's like I tried a lot of things with gaming, but this is a whole different thing where it's like talking. And you see people like Michael, I forget his last name, but he like played League, or he's in like the group with Toast. I don't even know. But I see him like make stuff in the garage, and I don't, from the clips I see, it's like not really edited, and it does well. And I would just like to do that. I would just like to vlog and like not really have anything fancy, because that's kind of the stuff that I watch when I'm like doing something in the background, or when I sit down and I'm like I don't have time to play a game, and I don't have time to read a book because I'm really bad at reading books and I have a lot of books I want to read, and I just want something that's not me watching someone play a game. So I end up watching videos like these, so I'm trying to aim for that. But that's the goal. And it's starting on May 9th. And it's not leaking into May 10th yet because it's still early. But I got to edit it, so it may be posted on May 10th. But it'll go well. I think I will do everything I want. The last few months were really shitty for me, and everything feels like it's finally turning around. It feels like I finally can untuck my shoulder and stop shoving through places, and I can just sit down and get work done, and I can save up a ton of money over the summer while doing projects and while being mentored by like my dad, and by taking advantage of any opportunities I see, and finishing certifications and just getting more stuff in my portfolio and filling out my GitHub. So, yeah, it won't be the prettiest, but I think it'll be really good. Also, I'm Sam, I always go by Goldzar, but that feels like more of a gamer tag, or like, I don't know, just something I use for emails. But yeah, I don't know. I hope you stay to see where this goes.